Hi, I'm Thalia, a musician and songwriter first, producer second. And today, I'm letting you into something I've been exploring and honestly loving so far, the Arturia AstroLab 88. After days of playing it, it kind of feels more like a songwriter's time machine, holding over 1,600 sounds from 40 different instruments from Arturia's V Collection and Pigments. And this time around, it comes with 88 fully weighted piano-sized keys. So what is the AstroLab? The AstroLab 88 is the physical incarnation of Arturia's Analog Lab software. Imagine all the vintage synths and iconic sounds of Arturia's V Collection, like the Juno 6, Prophet 5, DX7, Jupiter 8, vocoders, even Pigments, housed in one sleek instrument. It gives you access to many synthesis types, including phase distortion, FM, granular, wavetable, physical modeling, and more. No laptop, no audio interface required, you just turn it on and play. What sets the AstroLab apart is that it's not just a studio instrument, it's a powerful stage keyboard. And you're not just triggering samples, as behind each preset is a fully fledged engine. That means all the depth, nuance, and sound design work you do in the studio comes with you on stage seamlessly. So let's start with an overview. In the center, you'll find the navigation wheel, which is your main control hub for sounds, playlists, and settings. There are a few ways to browse presets. For instance, by type. Once you choose a category, all the sounds within it become available to explore and play. You can also browse by instrument, and by using the rotary dial or arrow buttons, you can cycle through the different instruments. The artist category features sound collections inspired by iconic artists, which I found especially fun to explore. And you can also load up your liked presets from here, load sound banks and playlists, a feature that I found extremely useful for a gigging musician. Finally, under settings, you'll see options like built-in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and these let you connect to the AstroLab Connect mobile app, which is an alternate way to browse and select sounds right from your phone. Another really handy way to make selections is by using these preset buttons right here. They are dedicated buttons that let you quickly jump between different instrument types, from pianos to organs, basses, leads, and more. And once you've selected a category, you can use the dial to scroll through the available presets that are within it. On the left-hand side, there is the familiar mod wheel with nice visual feedback, the pitch bend, and octave buttons to move up or down the keyboard range. Next, we'll have a look at the chord, arp, scale, and hold buttons. By pressing the arp button, you activate a basic arpeggiator, which you can edit by long pressing the button. For instance, you can change the type, which controls the direction and pattern of the arpeggio. The octave range setting determines how many octaves the arpeggiated notes will span, and you can also adjust the rate and choose which of the two parts the arpeggio should apply to. Now let's hear what chord mode sounds like when it's enabled. You can also customize chords by holding the chord button and playing any chord shape. To access editing features for both chord and scale modes, just long press the chord button. When scale mode is active, you can firstly set the root note. And you can also choose a scale type, such as major, minor, harmonic, melodic minor, and various modes. The LEDs light up to show the notes in the selected scale, and any notes you play outside that scale will automatically snap into it, which is a really helpful feature when practicing or composing in key. Under the Arp and Chord buttons sits a simple and straightforward MIDI looper. From the edit view, you can toggle count in on or off, you can set the loop length, and enable a metronome as well as adjust its volume. Let's make a quick recording. Next, let's take a look at the split and part buttons. The AstroLab 88 is bitimbral, meaning you can use two different sounds simultaneously, either layered or split. So let's first choose a sound for part 1. I'm going with this piano. If you click on part 2 button, you can easily add a layer to your chosen preset. You can search again by type, instruments, etc. And I think I'm going to go with a pad as my second timbre. Let's go with this additive pad. So both the piano and the pad will be playing in parallel. I can easily adjust the volume of each timbre by simply pressing the part 1 and the part 2 buttons. And if I want, I can also create a split to have one instrument on the left and one on the right side of the keyboard. When you layer sounds, the LEDs and knobs are blue, but in split mode, one part turns orange and the other green, making it easy to see which part you're working with. The AstroLab features 4 macro controls for quick sound shaping: brightness, timbre, time, and movement, which give you hands-on control over the core aspects of your sound. If you hold down the shift button while turning the macros, they switch to control volume, bass, mid, and treble, perfect for quick EQ adjustments on the fly. Further to the right are the effects controls. AstroLab features 2 global send effects, delay and reverb, plus 2 customizable insert effects. The send effects affect both timbres, while the insert effects can be assigned individually to each part. I have to admit that I did find myself wishing for separate delay and reverb sends for each layer. By long pressing the edit button on an insert effect, you can access a list of 12 different effects, such as distortion, chorus, flanger, and more. Once you select an effect, you can adjust its parameters to fine-tune it to your liking. Similarly, if you long press the edit button on the reverb send effect, you gain access to a variety of reverb types, including digital reverb, large studio, room reverb, and more. Once you select a reverb type, you can tweak key parameters like volume, pre-delay, and room size. The same principle applies to the delay. A long press on its edit button lets you choose from different delay types. Selecting one opens up detailed controls such as intensity, ping-pong delay, delay time, filters, and additional parameters for precise shaping. And when AstroLab is connected to Analog Lab, it will sync up, and you can select and adjust the effects right from AstroLab's interface with a clean visual representation that just makes tweaking a lot easier. Lastly, the new Arturia AstroLab features a weighted 88 keyhammer action Fatar TP-40L keybed with velocity sensitivity and mono aftertouch. AstroLab has really tight integration with AstroLab on your computer. Once they're connected, any changes you make on the AstroLab are instantly reflected in AstroLab. For example, if I switch instrument types using the preset buttons on the hardware, you'll see the same change happen in AstroLab. The same goes for adjusting controls. Any tweaks made on the AstroLab show up in real time on your computer. But beyond simple syncing, this integration is what really bridges your studio and stage workflows. In the studio, you can use AstroLab Pro to build your library, map macros, layer sounds, and organize playlists, even wirelessly. Then, when you go live, everything comes with you. Your custom multis, presets, and performance set lists are all ready to go, no laptop needed. On stage, the playlist system is your best friend. It's organized in 3 levels. Playlists contain songs, and each song contains its own presets. In the studio, it mirrors AstroLab, giving you real-time, zero-latency monitoring while you record. I also find it great for songwriting and practice because the moment you switch it on, you instantly get those amazing Arturia sounds. As with any instrument, this one may not be for everyone. It's not about deep sound design, and if you need full control over every modulation matrix, it might feel a bit limiting. Instead, it's about immersion and immediacy. It's built for musicians who want to bring their personal sound palette to the stage without compromise. Personally, I found it incredibly freeing. No DAW distractions, no endless tweaking, just sounds that inspire. And as a vocalist and songwriter, that means everything. Starting with a blank canvas can be intimidating, but I find that AstroLab gives you rich colored textures to start sketching with right away. Of course, it's not perfect, and there are improvements I'd love to see in the future, like the mod wheel placed up top feels a little awkward at times when multitasking, especially during live shows with multiple synths. Poly aftertouch would also be amazing, and maybe the empty space on the left could be utilized for some pads. But overall, I found myself playing more and thinking less. It plays beautifully, gets out of your way, and helps you focus on what really matters, the music. And honestly, there's something freeing about its limitations.